Have you ever wanted a cool rustic grow light? Neither have I. But if you have a light that is cool and rustic and you want to turn it into a grow light, all you have to do is put one of these LED grow light bulbs in it. Link in the description and a discount code. If you're someone who likes to grow kale all year round in your indoor garden, these lights might be worth checking out. It's like I've been collecting scraps of baseboard for years. So these two boards here are what I want to use. Not sure what the species is, but it came with the workshop. Finally, get rid of this dang thing. Alright, well, I'm giving it a try. I know spit works on scuba masks, but I usually spit in a scuba mask and then rinse it out with the ocean water. But I'm gonna try this trick here. They said don't rinse it off. I gotta poured some, what is this, Dawn Ultra New Zealand Springs Scents. I'm gonna rub it around in there, the dry rag. Okay, you can see it's good and covered in there. Obviously you can't see out of that. Now I'm gonna wipe it clean, in theory. It's all smushed around in there. Looks like a complete mess in there. Let's try cleaning out some more. Okay, it came nice and clean. And well, let's see if it works. Now here's an update. As you can see, maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's not fogging, but there is liquid building up on the inside of these goggles. And I can still see through it, but now that I take it off and look at it, there's quite a bit of water in there. So I've got a video out, I think I named it Harbor Freight Tool Haul, and one of the most common comments is how horrible this air compressor reel is. So we're definitely coming up on, I don't know, 8 months, 10 months of me having it, and it still is extremely useful and has no damage. Some people were saying that the hose was delaminating, and it's a little beat up. You can see a lot of the scratches in there from just hauling this thing around, dragging it into the other room. And well, so far so good. no complaints. I'll keep updating you though if it ever starts to fail. Now normally whenever I build anything, I always draw out a picture. In this one I'm just kind of winging it, and I drew the picture out in my brain, and this is kind of how it's going to go. So we'll see how it works. Well, I screwed up already. I was supposed to cut 45-degree miters on the end pieces, for a piece to fit in just like that. That's what I get for not drawing it out. Take it apart. Okay, take two. Hopefully get it right this time. So this is where the project is either, I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Where the project is either a success or a failure is these two end cap pieces of wood. If I get a nice, relatively tight joint on all these, then the rest is just wiring up all the lights. So, wish me luck. So the way I'm going to do this is I will rip this angle in, the bottom angle, to this board here, just like I did these other three. And then I will cut this angle, and then I will cut this angle. But I'm going to cut it long and keep going back and forth and checking, just shaving a little bit off until I get the right size that fits this best. So this is the initial test, and as you can see, it's long, just like I wanted it. So now I'm just going to start walking it in until these miter joints meet up. From the looks of it, that's going to be a tight joint. You see, that's pretty darn tight right there. Okay. Look at that. That is pretty darn good. Man, look at that. Let me see if I can pull you off of here. That isn't too bad. A little bit of sanding on that pointy edge there. You see there's a tiny little gap right there at the bottom corner. Not bad for wood that hasn't been planed. And I just pulled it off the ceiling of my workshop. So if you haven't guessed by now, this is going to be a pendant light. I got this kit of 5 kind of antique bronze looking pendant lights. Can't remember what I paid. I paid very little for these, and I'll put a link in the description below if you are interested in getting something like this. So the way I'm guessing, I'm trying to figure this out as I'm filming. This goes on like that. This goes into there, and then this screws down like that, and it just hangs. It's meant just to hang. So now, well, I'll get to the details about how this is going to work. You can raise it up and down as your plants grow. So how am I going to lay these out where they're evenly spaced from the end in and spacing between them? And it's kind of a basic tip that a lot of people already know, where you take the total measurement, which is 47.5 inches, and you don't divide by 4, you divide by 5, and that will give you 9.5 inches. So starting at one end, 9.5, 9.5, and 9.5, and then 9.5. That's where I drill my holes. Has anybody ever used one of these things? This is the first time I've ever tried to use it. I'm not even really sure what it all does. It's kind of a kit. I think this is a crimper. Comes with a bunch of extra crimping teeth. And this thing is an automatic wire stripper. And I think this also comes with different biting teeth. Kind of neat. Maybe you gotta adjust it or something. There we go. Guess it does kind of work. Jeez. Alright, I guess it does work once it's adjusted. Alright, there we go. Where'd the screws go? Someone had to see where the screws went. Found the screws. Okay, I hope it's in frame. So I haven't done anything yet. Haven't plugged it in, haven't put a light bulb in. These are the grow lights, the LED grow lights. This is what makes everything work. But I don't want to put these in until I'm going to test it with a 40-watt incandescent. And first thing I'm going to do is just plug it in. And if it blows up, it'll make for good YouTube. Maybe I'll have a viral video or something. Okay, here goes. Plugging in. Okay. Nothing. Now the pull chain is right here. Didn't get shocked. Okay. See if I wired everything right.
That is so cool. Ah.
Okay, these are 15 watts each, so all 4 of them would equal a 60 watt bulb. Oh, this is going to be so cool. Now these things weigh quite a bit, so they're just the weight of them will get these cables here to straighten out. Okay, let's see. Let's turn this light off and turn this light off. And now it's completely dark. There's the switch. Look at that. Is that cool or what? Turn the other lights on so you can kind of get the... I don't have any real background in woodworking at all, as you can probably tell. But I think that is kind of neat. This is I'm going to leave this just like this, kind of rustic. That was the overall idea, is this rustic grow light. If I was to try to make this thing look like fine furniture, I'd be using those 2 tools over there, the joiner and the thickness planer, to get everything perfect. And then we'd have like razor sharp, perfect miter joints on the end. I just have it plugged right into that mess over there. And I left it long enough so that they got options. I didn't put a lid on it. I don't think it really needs one. I could always add one, but don't have a lid on it. Now, I just took these huge grow light bulbs out, and I took these out of a light fixture in my house, and I wanted to show you what these antique bulbs are. Well, they're really not antique, they just look antique when they're on. And I decided to screw those in to these little hanging pendants and show you what that looks like. I'm going to turn the lights off real quick. So that's kind of cool looking. You can get these in different wattages too, because it's not all that bright in here with just those 4. But just another option if you're making your own custom hanging light fixture pendant thing. I don't want anyone to get upset. I'm not going to try to become a YouTube maker. I'm strictly keeping this channel home improvement. The light fixture was just a job that I had, so I thought I'd put it up on YouTube. Upcoming projects. This Friday I got to do a lot of odd projects on a house that an old lady lived in for 4,000 years. That's what they said. Said her mother's lived here for 4,000 years. We just moved her to a home, and we want to rent the house. And it looks like an old lady had lived there for 4,000 years. So I'm going to be redoing the trim around windows. Stain grade, I think it's pine. So I'll be staining, sealing that. A lot of other odd things. There's a giant hole in the wall, and there's cardboard there now, but they want that filled with insulation, and the hole covered up because it keeps freezing the water pipes. There is a part of this house, or a project on this house, that I can't show you on YouTube. It's just gotten too sensitive out there. But that's going to be the majority of my paycheck on the house, is this certain task item that's going to probably take me 2-3 hours, but I'll be able to charge at least $1,000 for it. Besides that house, the 1940s bathroom remodel project. Who's out there? Well, the 1940s bathroom remodel project, I've been putting off editing it for a while. But now that I got the new laptop, a little bit more optioned editing software, I can start getting that out to you. That's going to be coming out in June, which was just a week away. What else is in? Oh, I got a deck, a 12-foot by 16-foot deck that's going to be as low to the ground as possible. That'll have composite decking, and I'm not sure, they gave me a budget to work with and a color range to work with on the actual deck boards. So, and I hate picking out colors for people because I don't like it. I want them to say, okay, yes, this is the color we want. So when I go out and buy that for them, there's no
like, oh, we don't really like this color.
So fencing, there is another big fence coming up. I'm going to be planting a bunch of these juniper shrubs to make a wall, a hedgerow. That's going to be coming up this summer. One last thing, people have been asking about this new, well, I've been wearing several of them, wedding band that I have on. These are silicone, and apparently they are the in thing. I didn't know that until about a week ago. The reason that I wear them, and a lot of guys wear them, is to keep the skin on their finger. And I'm not just talking about a little bit of skin. I've been talking in the comments with a few guys that have noticed it and sent them a picture of a finger that has been degloved because someone got their wedding band caught on something. Whether it's machinery, the few times that it scared me, I was putting something up on the ladder rack of my truck, and coming down, there are these little cleats where you can hang things, and the wedding band, my other tungsten one, got hung up on it and literally started pulling away. But this one is silicone, so it would just, nothing bad would happen. But if you don't have a weak stomach, go ahead, just type in finger degloved, and 99% of the pictures will be of a man's ring finger, left ring finger, with just a skeleton bone and a little bit of meat left on it. All the skin, the fingernail, everything is just gone. It's like if someone just peeled the flesh off of the bone. The link for these has been in the description for about a week, and it's still there. It's like the third or fourth one down, maybe the fifth one down by now. Everything that I use in projects, I always put a link down below. So for this project here, you'll see the grow lights. These grow light bulbs with their discount code will be the first link. And then I think I might put this light socket, pendant light socket kit in there. And there's a whole bunch of them. So if you're interested, go check them out. One of my side projects is a big fiberglass project. It is so far removed from home improvement that it's not going to be a video. That's all. Goodbye.